passion is to empower ag producers around their books and their finances. Beyond making these YouTube videos, I've also created an all-inclusive online bookkeeping course for producers called Ag Books. This online course will teach you all that you need to know to manage your books in QuickBooks Online. And one of the best features of this course is an exclusive Facebook group where you get direct access to me to ask any questions that might arise in your operations books. So I'll leave a link for that in the bio and you can check that out. Now let's get into today's video.
Hi, let's jump right in. I want to talk about 1099s and how to file your own 1099s, especially using QuickBooks, since that is what we're doing as we're working in QuickBooks Online. And I was filing, clients 1099s, and I'm going, wow, this is so simple. They could be saving themselves a lot of money to do it themselves. And I'm not trying to put myself out of a job or anything, but it is very simple. And if you want to do it yourself, I want to show you how. So in this case, for anyone that needs 1099, and that is something that you and your accountant can talk about. I'm not going to give any advice on who gets a 1099 or which form that they need filled out for them. That's all tax advice. And I'm just going to go with, hey, if you know that a certain person gets a 1099 and you want to do it yourself, I'm going to show you how. So first thing you need to do is get a W-9 filled out by that subcontractor. That's what they're called, but we're just going to, I know that it's not always a subcontractor. So really what this form gives you is their name, the correct name that the taxes need to be filed under, and it gives you their address, which is what you obviously need to fill out the 1099, and it gives you their TIN. If they give you an EIN instead of a social security number, make sure you're filing under the business name. Okay, so a couple of tips there. And then once you go into QuickBooks, I actually don't even use QuickBooks to file 1099s because I think it's a little bit more expensive than what I use, but it's the same idea. And you're doing it yourself, you're saving yourself money anyhow. I actually use Tax 1099, and that hooks up to QuickBooks, and I really like it. But to use QuickBooks, you would go ahead and make sure your vendor, the person that's getting the 1099, first of all, has an address. And it's really nice to enter in their email if you want that 1099 to be emailed to them. Might save you some money on postage. Make sure that you click this nice little box that says track payments for 1099. Very important. And also, you're going to want to make sure that the category that you're categorizing the payments that are subject to 1099 are in the right category. Make sure that they're, and you'll understand as I go a little further. Okay, so once you've done that, go over to workers and down to contractors. And here we can see the landlord in this case, and of course this is all made up. And we're going to hit the prepare 1099s. Now, this is just a nice little page, tell you what it's all about. Okay, and we skipped ahead here a little bit to skip over my address and tax information. And what you do, I already went through this before to make sure it'd work, but you check the box on the 1099 that needs to be filled. In this case, it's a landlord, so it goes under rents. If you have that custom hire, you're looking at the box 7 non-employee compensation. So once you click this box, it wants you to choose an account. And what that wants is the account where those rent payments have been categorized to. And that's where it's been categorized to. I love Dashline. Okay, then you go ahead and click next. Now it wants to make sure that you've got the correct information from the W-9 in this. Okay, and since these are made up, then we don't. Lastly, you're going to want to review that. It's telling you, hey, his information isn't here, but also it pulls that amount straight from the account where you categorized it. You don't have to add it up. You don't have to wonder if you got it right. As long as the transactions are categorized to the correct account, no problem. and then you would finish preparing 1099s. And obviously it is a little bit pricey, but it's also a little bit pricey to have someone else do it for you. So this should save you some money. If you don't want to do it in QuickBooks Online, Tax 1099 is super helpful, and it connects to QuickBooks Online. You go through a lot of the same motions with the making sure that the vendors have that track 1099s clicked, and then it opens in another platform and you go through it that way. Pretty nice and cheap. So there's that, and I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys have a great day and a wonderful January.